Hello and welcome. So, you're a developer, you've built something incredible in Python, but now you've hit that classic wall. How do you let people actually use it? Well, today, we're diving straight into that front-end face-off to help you pick the perfect UI tool for your project.
Right? Think about it. Your code is flawless, the logic is tight, the data crunches perfectly, your ML model is a genius, but it's all just living inside a script on your computer. That's the big question, isn't it? How do you bridge that gap and turn it into something real, something people can click and touch and interact with?
And that's exactly what we're going to tackle. We're going to turn that script into a genuine experience. In this explainer, we'll put 4 key UI tools under the microscope. Look at the good, the bad, and the ugly, all to help you find the absolute best fit for what you're trying to build. Okay, first things first. Before we can compare them, we need to know who we're dealing with. So, let's meet the 4 contenders in today's face-off.
First up, we have Streamlit. Honestly, the best way to think about Streamlit is like a paint-by-numbers kit, but for web apps. It's this amazing tool that lets you take a Python data script and with just a tiny bit of extra code, turn it into a shareable, interactive application. And that really gets to the heart of what Streamlit is all about. It is ridiculously fast for getting a prototype up and running. I mean, you can have something working in minutes. But that simplicity is also its biggest weakness. Because it handles so much for you, you give up a lot of control over custom features and unique layouts.
Next in the ring is Gradio. Now, Gradio is our specialist. It has one job, and it does it really, really well. Building front ends for machine learning models. If you have a Python function you want to show off, Gradio is built to wrap a nice, clean UI around it almost instantly.
This makes Gradio the undisputed king of its little kingdom. It's just fantastic for whipping up and sharing ML demos. But, and this is a big but, it was never meant for the big leagues. It's just not built to handle high-traffic, full-scale production applications.
All right, moving on to a real classic, Flask. You know, if Streamlit is paint by numbers, Flask is a giant box of Lego bricks. It's a traditional, lightweight web framework that basically tells you, here are the tools, now go build whatever you want. The freedom is total, but you're the one who has to snap every single piece together.
And this throws us right into that age-old dilemma of power versus effort. With Flask, you have absolute freedom. You can plug in any feature, any library you can dream up. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? You have to handle the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript, everything, which is why it easily has the steepest learning curve of the bunch.
And our final contender is Flutter. Now, Flutter is a different beast altogether. It's not just a web framework. It's a full-on UI toolkit for building beautiful, natively compiled apps for mobile, web, and desktop from a single code base. Think of it as one of those super advanced all-in-one model kits. It's incredibly powerful, but you've got to play by its rules.
So with Flutter, you're chasing the ultimate prize, total pixel-perfect control over a high-performance UI that looks and feels great everywhere. So what's the catch? Well, Flutter is its own ecosystem, which means you have to build the UI in its language, Dart, and then hook that up to your Python backend. It's definitely a higher hurdle to clear, but it's the price of admission for that level of power.
All right, we've met the players. Now it's time to put them head to head. Let's start with the question on everyone's mind. How fast can I get something working? This is our ease of use ranking.
So let's take a look at this first category, ease of use. And wow, looking at that top row, we have a runaway winner. Streamlit snags the gold medal, no surprise there, with Gradio coming in a solid second. At the other end of the spectrum, we've got Flutter, and then Flask in last place.
And why does it shake out this way? Well, it really boils down to that fundamental trade-off. Streamlit is number 1 because it is, without a doubt, the fastest way to get from a script to a working app. Meanwhile, Flask lands at the bottom because it makes you do all the heavy lifting. You have to write the HTML, style it with CSS, and add interactivity with JavaScript. It's a classic case of speed versus control.
Okay, on to our next showdown, adding features. So you've got your basic app up and running, but what happens when you want to get creative? How flexible are these tools when it's time to customize and expand?
And here's where things get really interesting, because the rankings just completely flip on their head.
Flutter, which was near the bottom for ease of use, rockets to number 1, while Streamlit, our previous winner, is now in last place. Why? It's simple, really. Flutter's powerful widget system lets you build literally anything you can imagine, while Streamlit's rigid structure, the very thing that made it so easy to start with, now becomes a cage limiting what you can do.
And now for our final and maybe most important ranking, production power. Because it's one thing to build a cool demo, but it's another thing entirely to deploy it for real users. How well does it scale? How does it perform in the wild?
This ranking really draws a clear line in the sand between tools built for enterprise scale and tools built for demos. Flutter grabs the top spot because it was designed from the ground up to be robust and scalable. And way down at the other end, we have Gradio. And that makes sense. It's perfect for quickly sharing a model with a colleague, but it's just not meant to be a high-availability enterprise-grade service.
So, we've seen the rankings. Every tool has its strengths, every tool has its weaknesses, but how do you take all this information and actually apply it to your project? Let's break it down into a simple guide to help you make the right choice.
Let's pull that summary table up one more time just to see the whole picture. And as you can see, there is no single best tool across the board. It's all about trade-offs. Streamlit is your champion for ease of use. Flutter dominates on features and production power. Flask is that powerful sweet spot if you've got web dev skills. And Gradio, it remains the perfect specialized tool for ML demos.
So how do you choose? You just have to ask yourself 3 straightforward questions. Number 1, what is my actual goal here? Am I just trying to build a quick demo, or am I building a full-blown complex application? Number 2, what are my skills? Am I purely a Python person, or am I comfortable diving into the full stack? And finally, number 3, what does deployment look like? Do I just need to share a link, or do I need a rock-solid enterprise-grade service?
In the end, it's pretty simple. The best tool isn't the one with the most features or the highest ranking. It's the one that helps you get your amazing project out of your head and into the hands of real people. Your answer depends entirely on your goal, your skills, and your needs. So, with all that in mind, the only real question left is, what will you create?